Hey everybody, and welcome to our SAT math tip of the day. So we have this example to get us going. Before we even read the words below, it's important to analyze the image and kind of come to your own understanding of it and start anticipating what they're even going to ask you. This way, you develop your own understanding of it, and any words that they provide you are only going to help enhance what your understanding is, right? Instead of first reading the words, then trying to analyze the graph and sometimes finding yourself overwhelmed. So let's look at this picture. It looks like we have a graph. It looks like a parabola, which is also known in equation form as a quadratic function. So in this situation, we have a parabola opening downward. It looks like we have two ordered pairs labeled up here. We have another ordered pair labeled right over there. And then we have one over here where the x value is just called m, and that's the only sort of unknown value. Now, without even reading the question, okay, we could completely ignore the question at the moment. I am already anticipating that they're going to want me to figure out the value of m. I mean, it's not my first rodeo. Let's be serious. It's the only unknown thing in the picture. Now, if this is indeed actually a quadratic or a parabola, if it states that in the problem, which it probably will, let's be serious, that means that this graph will be symmetrical over the axis of symmetry. So it will have a vertical axis of symmetry. So if I fold my graph in half over this dashed line over here, it should line up perfectly on either side. Well, what does that mean? There's a few ways, more roundabout ways, longer ways, faster ways, but right, time is money. We want to be as quick and as efficient as possible. So if I wanted to know the value of m over there, well, since this is 0, 12, and this is 11, 12, that means that they are cutting through the parabola or this graph at the same height, so that means they are symmetrical to one another. So if I kind of draw this line going straight down over here, I know it's 12 units up, and the same is true for right here. If I draw a line straight down to my x-axis, it's 12 units up. Well, I'm going to make a little bit of an L here. Down 12 and over 2.5, all right? That means in order to get to this point, I would also, because of the symmetry and because this ordered pair is symmetrical to this ordered pair, being that they are also on the same horizontal line, where if I fold it in half, they'll be on top of each other. That means I'll also go down 12 and I'll go over 2.5. So this little distance right here and this little distance right here in on both sides is 2.5, being that this was 0, okay, 0, and then this is negative 2.5. So what does that tell me about m? Well, m is going to equal 11 plus 2.5, and that gives you 13.5. This is actually an open-ended or short answer or student-produced response question, and in this situation, you have to remember you have 4 little boxes to bubble in the 13.5, so 13.5, and that would fit, no problem, lovely. Then you bubble in the 1, the 3, the decimal, and the 5. Well, what if you ended up doing this as fractions? Could your fractions version of the answer also fit? Well, in that case, maybe you end up with, I don't know, like somehow, some way, more than one way to do it. You had 11 plus 2.5 is 5 over 2. 11, you would need a common denominator, so that's 22 over 2. Plus 5 over 2, which is 27 over 2. And that as well would fit into, and it's fully reduced, into 4 boxes, 27/2. So either of those answers would fit. Just a reminder, your open-ended short answers, student-produced response answers will never be negative, they'll never have a radical, and they'll never take up more than 4 spaces in that little bubble thing. Also, don't forget, just because you write your answer in the boxes doesn't mean you've given your answer. You have to also bubble it underneath. I have had a student many years ago who, when all was said and done, he did get actually an 800 on the math section, but he had done something wrong with his short answer where he wrote it in the boxes and didn't bubble it in. and it said that he skipped 10 questions. It was a big mess. So, and that was back when there was 10 questions on the short answer. So just watch out for that. Don't ever, ever, ever leave your short answers blank on the SAT. A wrong answer and a blank answer are both just as bad. So when in doubt, just go for a logical guess and hope for the best. Sometimes there's more than one answer. It's a range of answers, like anything between this and this, and you might get lucky. So just go for it. I hope you found that explanation helpful. Hopefully you can, and we didn't even read the question. We just did it. So now it says the provided figure presents the graph of a quadratic function. Almost let you guys go. So a quadratic function, that right there is the key word. And I mean, they're going to tell you that. It's the SAT. It's not like they're trying to really trick you, but they are going to provide you with the mathematical details you need in order to make solving it possible, It's a quadratic function, so that's why I said it would have this symmetry. Boom, there you go. What is the value of m? All right, well, we did it, okay? So we anticipated the question before we even read the question. All right. So again, hopefully you found this helpful. Subscribe if you want to see a different tip of the day every day. If you have a specific request for types of problems, put them in the comment section and hopefully I will catch them and I will happily adjust and do whatever kind of example you'd prefer. If you're hung up on one or want a better explanation, I'm all over it. Okay. Thumbs up if you feel a little bit smarter and want to see more. Thumbs down if you hate it. I'm okay. I won't be offended. And adios. Bye.